What is up, Wednesday Wendigos slash Thursday Warriors slash still trying to figure that out. Ugh. Welcome to another edition of the podcast. We are joined this week by writer, artist, creator, Sidney Davidson. Almost forgot your last name, even though it's literally right on my screen. Ugh, it's been a long day. Thank you for coming and hanging out. We'll come back to you shortly, but first we wanted to thank everybody who came to Fear Fest and the last day of our warehouse sale for the year. And then also everybody that came up to Library Con where I was at. That was pretty fun. A lot more people than I thought were going to be there, and that in a good way. I was surprisingly happy about it. And yeah, so some cool news for local creators who know them. Our friends Stacy and Nate Pencilnut are having their second child, and they announced that today on social media. So congrats, guys! Yeah, you guys. Kinsey's super pumped to be a big sister. We're very excited for them. And other than that, like, there really wasn't much other big news today or this
No,
week.
very, very quiet.
Apparently, we both dodged COVID from New York, so that was good. Yeah. Oh, and don't forget this Saturday we have our Ethan Sachs signing at the waterfront, 11:30 to 2:30. Make sure you pick up Haunted Girl. I talked about it last week. That book is super good. Here's my copy right here. I'm gonna go get that signed. There are limited ones still in the stores, but make sure you check that out. He also did Star Wars Bounty Hunters, Old Man Quill, Old Man Hawkeye, or no, yeah, and then a couple other books. He's a busy dude. He's very good. He's also just getting over COVID from New York, which I found hilarious. So, anyway, is that it? Is that all we have? Oh, we have a Pat Olive signing the day before Thanksgiving. He'll be signing his Secret Wars Battle Worlds, yeah, book, which is it's like a sequel partner book to the original Secret Wars. So come check that out. You get some black suit Spider-Man sexiness. Great. Okay. Now that we've talked about the business end, let's dive in with Sidney. So again, thanks for coming on. And
thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. We're gonna show everybody the Kickstarter and everything here shortly. But first, we kind of want to get to know you a little better. So, where are you from? What do you do in your day job? How did you get into comics? It's your secret origin.
Well, my name is Sidney. I'm from Gainesville, Florida. I'm married. I have a kid. My day job is taking care of my kid. I'm a stay-at-home dad. The wife sells insurance, and I've been working on this book over the couple of years. I walk in for my son. That's been about it. Nothing spectacular here. I have a famous cat, right? I have a very famous cat, which her name is Fat Layla. She's on Facebook, and I have a lot of fans on that front. So I decided to make a book that included my cat. But I also had a
Fat
message.
Layla, like it.
Yes,
her name's Fat Layla. Right, hold on.
Yes, yeah, it's FATLAILA, and my wife mostly runs that page, so to speak. It's pretty wholesome, but and so I wanted to. And I've been a sequential artist for a long time, but building up the skill set to actually execute a book took a while. I wanted to have all that, and I wanted to throw something out there for those fans too.
Sorry, I was perusing Fat Layla's Facebook feed.
Yes.
I think it's cool because you put drawings of some of the cats that ended up in the book on here.
Oh yeah.
That's really cool. I'm really digging that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. The one with the crown where she's just like staring. So good.
Yeah, she has a whole tier on the on my Kickstarter campaign where people get exclusive Fat Layla merch if they
Good Lord.
Tier. Yeah,
she has 60,000 likes and 64,000 followers. That is a hell of a lot for a cat. Holy crap.
It's a lot. It's a lot of folks. My wife worked as a photojournalist for a long time, and like the skill set involved in like capturing moments and then also like captioning
things. If anyone needs to know exactly how to spell it, here you go.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's she captures moments and captions things in a really hilarious way, and gets all that like all the weird cat drama in our home that I would never pay any mind to. She's able to zoom in on and share with everybody in a really interesting way. Awesome. But yeah, it's been really incredible to watch that page grow, and it's been really incredible to crowdfund to support her vet bills. Yeah.
That's awesome.
As a part of the promotion for my book, I've been doing an art contest where people would put up a picture of their cat. I would they'd describe it, and then I would draw the cat and mail it to them. Yeah, these are little 4 by 6 inch drawings. So
that's awesome.
Thanks. Yeah.
Nice.
That's great.
Justin, you're gonna have to send pictures of your cat. Cat's floral. Floral.
Oh, I could always try to at least get the one on my lap here while we're on the podcast here.
Yeah.
There you go. Look at that fire breathing cat. Right? So,
yeah.
All right, we'll hop over to the PDF. I'll just scroll through this while you're talking about it so we can discuss it. So you can now you can tell people what the book's about. And I love that it says guest starring Fat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you did everything.
So
geez.
I did everything. You know, I hired a couple of editors. But yeah, I hired a letterer, but there were some problems, and I ended up having to letter the whole thing myself. So I had to learn how to letter. So I bought like the Blambot guy's book and just read that, and then learned the letter. Then I sent the book to him to ask him if I did an okay job, and he said yeah. So I was happy. But yeah, this is a book about a cat that gets adopted by this sort of young guy, probably in his early 20s, who's kind of ambitious, but it's also kind of lonely. And it's just about their it's kind of about their relationship and what how things unfold in really stressful circumstances that are traumatizing and life-threatening, and what effect this has on their relationship. I would see a lot of comics where like in The Walking Dead, like there's all this tension between characters, but they all got to come together to like fight the zombies. And I kind of wanted to do the inverse, because like terror and fear really drive attachment, but that's not something that keeps relationships together and sustainable. So it's important, I thought it was important to do sort of an examination of these things. What do you really owe somebody when you're caring for each other? How do you negotiate meeting each other's needs, that kind of thing? But I try to do it, in as entertaining a way as possible, using the spectacle of sequential art, so to speak.
Nice.
I think, people could look at this and go, oh, there's social commentaries commenting on this, but I'm really just trying to point out like there are all these contradictions that we encounter. It can really tear apart our inner worlds if we don't figure out how to relate to them in the right way, and if we don't figure out how to relate to it in a way that's in keeping with our needs and our limitations. That kind of thing. These are the things that I concern myself with, and I hadn't seen a lot of that reflected in media. Or I would see it in a way where I was like, maybe there should be a little more nuance here. But I love the visual medium of comics. I love being able to indulge in excess, and I love being silly. And so it was like I'm taking all of these elements and making them work together. And that was sort of the goal. Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, nothing's more silly than giant cats. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
And I'd never seen enough villains with bare midriff, and so I gave him some bare midriff. I thought it punctuated his lunacy.
Right. Especially dude villains. You never see dude villains with midriff.
Oh yeah, no, that's not common. No, I'm an innovator.
So my question is like, so is everyone slightly augmented in this universe? Like the main guy's got like a hand that's semi-robotic. The villain guy has like a robotic suit. This guy on the TV has the robotic arm. The cat has like a switch on its head. Like, was that intentional? Is that like?
Yeah. So this is intentional. It's a sci-fi story. Oh, hang on. What is going on there? Sorry. Hello? What is going on? My apologies. I'm not used to this. I don't know what just happened there. Was music playing on the... I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. So the issue... what was the question again? I lost my train of thought.
It was about the robotic arms and the augmentation.
The augmentation. Yeah, this is just something that people casually indulge in. Either they had to let people experiment on them in order to get health insurance. That was sort of the idea. I haven't really dove in on that in the story yet, but that's kind of the idea I had. Yeah.
Okay.
People submit themselves to be experimented on, with, in order to get needs met. It's a little disturbing.
A little quid pro quo there.
Yeah.
And not the fun way. So, all right. So let's look at the Kickstarter. Well, you funded, right?
Yeah, I set a pretty low goal because it was important to me to just get the book out there. It's already made. Everything's done, so I wanted it out. So the goal was real low, but it's funded, so it's happening.
Awesome. There's you with Fat Lila. Lila?
It's Layla, yeah.
Layla. Okay. Yeah. I love this frame though, like where the fire breathing cat and the cats are like climbing out of the building, because this is like nightmare fuel for me. Because like I'm allergic to cats. I like them a lot, but if I don't have antihistamine, I am just gonna my eyes will close and I will probably choke to death. But so this is like nightmare fuel for me, but I love it though. I think it looks awesome.
Thanks. Yeah. I wanted this is a big experiment. Before this book, I never really drew like this. I've always been a fan of Jeff Darrow, so I decided to let me steal that approach a little bit of that Franco-Belgian sort of feel. But the coloring I like most of that is inspired by illustration tradition rather than like comics coloring tradition. And that was really where I wanted to create, like I had a vision of creating a garish nightmare world because those vibrant colors can feel really hostile instead of just fun and poppy. And I wanted to latch onto that element of it and use it to crank up the tension in a way that I see a lot in illustration, but I hadn't seen much in comics. It's there in pieces, but
you know what the coloring reminds me of?
What's that?
Go ahead. I was gonna say the coloring reminds me a lot of like Judge Dredd, like 2000 AD stuff. Like that's
okay.
The coloring reminds me a lot of that, like a very Derek Robertson, like what's his new book that he did, Space Bastards, like that. It's very very similar to that, but I see a lot of like like I said, like the 2000 AD Judge Dredd style stuff in there, especially the IDW stuff.
Okay. Yeah. It's I'm a big fan of oh man, I should be killed for not remembering the guy's name. The art, Brian Bolland. Yeah. I remember being obsessed with him for a while. I really like the sort of Verhoeven feel from the 90s that Jeff Darrow's books had. That sort of feel, and I wanted a little bit of that with the colors. There's this illustrator named Tomer Hanuka who has done some sequential work, like Meat House. He was in this thing called a Meat House anthology, but he worked as an editorial illustrator, and the way he used color like blew my circuits out. And so I got really kind of obsessive and analytical about it. I was like, I want to use it as well as him, and a lot of this was based off of my analysis of his choices.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
I like the coloring. I also like this cat just ginormous cat licking its butthole is like my again nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
I was gonna say this
is my nightmare, my perfect nightmare. That is me, midriff and all, just getting eaten. Great. So
it reminded me of Super Jail from Adult Swim, is like that scene, because you're in the jail inside that giant beast and whatnot. That's what it reminded me.
I've definitely been compared to Super Jail, and I've seen the show, and like I definitely feel like, man, I have that energy in me, but it wasn't like directly influenced by it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But there's a large portion of my late adolescence and early adulthood of just getting baked and watching Adult Swim and laughing my ass off, and like that is like. Seared into my soul at this point. I feel like there will always be that absurdist element to anything I make. These are those were prints that I did. That's I did that's a post. That's for the Fat Layla tier. But below that, thank you. Below that, I did a mashup of Deadpool with the protagonist from my book, Bruno. That was a lot of fun. And then I did like a Bill Sienkiewicz. Bruno Pool. And then I did a Bill Sienkiewicz tribute. Of Demon Bear. I did a Demon Layla. I pulled out my Pilot Parallel pen and went to town on this one. And it was a blast. I love drawing that. Then that's my protagonist when he's a little kitten.
That's awesome. I love the the Notorious B.I.G. Fat Layla like crown homage cover. Like I think that's hilarious. So
I opened myself up for commissions. There's tiers in there where I do commissions for folks. So that's a Wolverine that I did.
There you go.
Yeah, the Lobo.
Lobo.
Yeah. And again, that's my more natural drawing style, but I decided against using it for the book because I was talking with my editor, and he's like, "Look, you're dealing with some dark themes. If the visual style is like also dark, it might be too much for folks." I thought he was right. You know, I was happy with the sort of young adult but gritty sensibility that I went with.
Right.
I was gonna say it's half the fun is the dark images. I mean, I was in middle school when Spawn came out, so how cool is beside is you have the Playboy under your pillow, and then right beside the Playboy is a Spawn comic because you don't want your parents finding out you're reading a thing about an assassin from hell. So
yeah,
you got your target
no,
audience.
Mom, that's the book I jerk off to. It's fine. I just read the other one for the article.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, it's there is kind of this thing of like, man, I really like. I am a polemical, kind of edgy, caustic kind of a person in a lot of aspects of my life. But that could really interfere with the message if that infiltrates my book. So I really tried to pull things back and to try to keep things as charming as possible, given the fact that I'm essentially dealing with like existential dread in the book, you know.
Right.
But
Wow. All right, let's talk about the tiers. So
right.
I love the dollar donation. Like everybody has these, and I'm always just kind of like, how many of those do you get? Just curious. Like
7. It says 7 right there. I got $7.
There you go. You've made 7 thank you dollars.
Yeah.
All right. Digital PDF. That's a pretty good number for digital backers.
Yeah.
That's an even better for physical. So $16. That's not bad. It's not bad.
I had to max it out. I was aiming for 15, but I just dude, I could not figure out how to cut cost and make sure the book would ship safely. Right. So 16 was what I had to settle on. Yeah.
This is kind of good. The Fat Leela Lovers pledge.
Yeah.
The Comic Lovers pledge. The Ack Pack. That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, because my cat Layla, she doesn't meow. She makes this sound that's like really kind of gross. That goes ack. That's the sound that she makes. So I call it the Ack Pack.
Nice. Yeah. All right, retailer tier. And printed.
Yeah, I didn't mean to. I did not mean to have that dollar sign there. I meant to have it say you get 10 books at a bargain price. But
yeah. So yeah, we'll be back in this at some point. So
I was going to say there's so that's $10 included with the 10 books, right? That's what that means.
We're getting a $10 bill in the packaging, like
yeah.
Bigger retailer tier. One backer.
20 bucks.
Or better yet, get
the
fake $10 bill with your cat in the center.
Yeah.
One of those. It'll work.
The Ultra Ack Pack.
The Ultra. Yeah, I just thought why not go balls to the wall? I will draw anything for any person of any complexity, so long as it's not something that like grosses me out or disturbs me beyond a certain point. And I'll hit it everything I got. And that's kind of what I have there with a large private commission. I work huge. My pages are 15 by 22 and a half. So
holy crap.
Damn.
Yeah. So if I'm opening myself up to do anything of any complexity, it can take a long time.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much like real huge. Like that's like almost the size of like a double print or double page spread. Like that's massive. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think it might be bigger. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so I worked that big because when I was younger, the like craft element of it, like my work looked real jaggedy and crappy. I get in like a weird way. And it was easier for me to draw bigger because it was more forgiving. And then I was like looking up the process of other people that I like. And I noticed that, oh, all these people that I really admire also work huge. Paul Pope, I was a huge Paul Pope obsessive. I was, I mean, I still am obsessed with Tom Ronanuka. He also works huge. So I thought, man, why not do it? Like I figured out there was a way I could do it where it's not eating up all my time just because it's bigger. Use a bigger pen, you know? So that's what I did. But yeah, man, huddling over a piece of paper when I'm getting frustrated and trying to like fix problems, like makes my breathing more shallow. Right. And like, it's like oh man, it like works me up, but I can be a lot calmer if I'm working big and a lot more patient. So yeah, that's kind of how I do it.
That's awesome.
I was gonna say, good thing you're not a tattoo artist. Wow, you'd sit there and hyperventilate, be like, this tattoo's too small. I got to make it bigger. Turn a small little piece into a whole sleeve.
You 450-pound man, come here, get in this chair. You're getting a tattoo right now.
Yeah, right.
Look at this canvas.
Maybe at this point.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
Yeah. Oh, gross.
Sorry, my bad. I've now gone too far. My bad. It's been a long day. Sorry.
But I mean, I know we ride you hard, John, but geez, man.
Hey, man, tomorrow's the first day off since before New York. It's gonna be great.
Oh, lucky you. I get to deal with the waterfront more. So
good job. So I guess what's the plan for the book? Like, how many issues are you gonna go? Like, does this help fund issue 2 as well? Like, what are you trying to do?
This going towards issue 2 as well. I made it a point to be like, if it doesn't hit a certain number, then you know, I'm not going to put more time into it. But it got to where I needed to be to go on to issue 2. Yeah, I have issues 2 and 3 planned out. I plan things out like really methodically. It's almost like I'm the assembly line, you know. So I like plot everything out, and then I script it, and then I draw it. All as separate processes. So I'm writing issue 2 now from the outline that I plotted. And yeah, I have him in issue 2 and in issue 3. And then if things keep escalating and things sell better and better, I have an arc. I have like a 6-issue arc that I need to thoroughly plan out before I would, write it. But, things need to go really well for that to happen. Each issue will be self-contained, but it will also lead into the following issue. So, yeah, that's sort of my plan there.
Awesome. All right. There was 7-8 days left on that Kickstarter?
8, yes.
For people that want to back it?
8 days.
Okay, so for people who want to find the Kickstarter, they can just I guess I'll put it back up on the screen so they can see it.
Yeah, it's called Imperfect, PURR, like a cat.
Yeah. So if they wanted to find you on social media, how do they do that?
Oh yeah. So I think Instagram is where I'm like most at home. And when I made my handle, I didn't know how much of a pain it would be to have it, but it's Sidney _ Davidson _ illustration. So it's SIDNEY _ DAVIDSON _ the word illustration.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, then you know it's legit then. At least you're not going by a nickname moniker. So
That's true. Yeah, man, I could not think of a cool moniker for me. I tried.
as someone who used their gaming moniker, people always ask it, and I'm just like, look, I was playing Warcraft. It was my character in Warcraft back in the day. I just didn't change it because I didn't see a point in changing it. And now people ask me all the time. They're like, well, what does it mean? I was like, it's just the name I picked. That's all, man. Jeez, there's no meaning to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Cool. So yeah. Oh, I guess there a trailer? Yeah.
There is a trailer.
So is this?
Yes.
Hold on. I'm just gonna shut the music off so we can talk over it.
All right.
So so I've never made myself a Kickstarter, right? Are trailers like required, or are they like a thing that you can just do?
They're not required, but it almost feels I had the sense, the gut instinct that it would feel more legit and have more weight if I made one. So I learned how to use iMovie in its most rudimentary way to get this. And I looked really hard to find a good song that I could get the rights to. So yeah, that was sort of what I did. But yeah, this is my first Kickstarter, and things have been going really smooth. The production of the book was not, making the book was not smooth, but just running the Kickstarter, like being real careful with the math, that's all, I mean, it's a numbers game, so it's been, pretty smooth, And
Cool.
People have been really helpful. I reach out and I ask for help when I need it. And, it's the one thing I love about comics is how helpful people are. Because God knows nobody's getting paid. So, yeah. But like,
You are
at least
not
there's a lot
wrong.
of love. Yeah. But there's a lot of love. And,
We're just gonna keep that up because I fucking love this post. It's just so good. It's so perfect, or imperfect.
Yeah, Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm digging it. I think a lot of our customers who have pets are gonna dig this book. Especially if we can tie it to like a social media account, like so if they can follow Fat Layla, I will make that happen.
Oh, right on. Yeah. I should have plugged her with the social media, but yeah, it's Fat Layla.
Well, I mean,
you
you could do
a lot
that
of followers. Yeah.
I was like, holy crap, that's a lot of followers for a cat. But
yeah,
cats and dogs get better ratings than humans half the time. So just
true.
saying.
I almost started an Instagram for my dog. One of my dogs. His name's Marshall. He's actually sitting at my feet right now. He is a 40-pound Frenchton. So if you search the hashtag 40LB Frenchton, you'll see videos of him either on Instagram or TikTok. And it's just him being stupid. He's just fun. Recently, his little sister, who's a 20-pound Frenchton, found a coffee frother that my wife got for Christmas or something, and she never opened it, but his little sister Lucy opened it and jabbed him in the butt with it. So it ripped all the hair by his butt right off.
Oh man.
Yeah. We're just kind of like, Well, I hope it grows back.
Yeah. Jeez Louise.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
he's crazy, but he's a good boy. So, but yeah, I think a lot of these books that have pets in it, I think it really works, or works well for that. And also, definitely thank you for having a retailer tier. Retailer tiers are awesome. Um,
Yeah.
so we will be
that's always
carrying
my
those
first
in the
question.
store.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah, I've been calling retailers and looking at the analytics to see where the pledges are coming from and going to stores there. It's hard to get people to look at it even. They're busy, but
yeah,
I've been calling and they've been looking and there's been some interest, so we'll see if it pays off. But I appreciate your
yeah,
support for sure. So
yeah, absolutely.
thank you
We'll
very
we'll be
much.
doing the retailer tier here after
Yeah,
we're done. I'll pledge for it.
yeah, yeah, I guess yeah, I would love to get this on store shelves. That'd be great, and yeah, I'll help promote it. However, after they leave me and go to the stores. So
And this is definitely the kind of book that probably would move well at conventions as well. I don't know if
you
you've
think
ever
so?
like vended at a show.
I
Yeah,
I've never vended at a show. I've been to a couple of cons. I spoke at a panel once at a really small one here in Gainesville. But yeah, I need to hop on that. I need to start scheduling cons.
yeah. I don't know if I would jump into like MegaCon right away, but I would do some smaller stuff. I would for you because you're all creating the whole thing. I would look at doing Heroes up in Charlotte because that's a really big indie show.
Okay.
We have a show in Pittsburgh that we run called Three Rivers Comic Con that wouldn't be too bad either. But if you had like a couple of these pictures, like if you had a big picture of this, like at your booth, like people are gonna come up and be like, "What's with the cat?" Or that cat's cute, and then you're gonna be
Yeah,
like, "Cool, check out my book."
yeah,
You know,
it's
so
a good idea.
yeah, it's definitely cool. I think you could risk it in a couple shows. I would not go super nuts onto like the Reed Pop circuit yet, but I'd try it at a couple small shows and see how it goes, or see if you can set up at a couple local shops and push it like Black Friday, Free Comic Book Day next year, some Saturday that they just want somebody to come and hang out, whatever. Um, those are always good times. So,
Yeah, I'll look
sorry,
into
both my
that. Yeah,
dogs are
thank
now
you.
licking my foot, and it's weird.
That's funny.
What does it do?
Yeah, I'm not used to promoting. This is all new to me. My wife's been telling me I need to go to con for years, and I was like, I don't have anything I'm like proud enough to sell, but this I am. So yeah, I feel good about going to cons here. I'm going to get my feet wet and see how the experience is. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Do yourself a favor and take prints of this. Make like 100 prints of this and sell them for like $10 a piece. I guarantee you're gonna blow them out. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, like 11 by 17 for this mother. That'd be good.
That's funny. Yeah, I wouldn't even think to sell the Fat Layla merch at a con, but if you're saying it would go, I should do it. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
This one too. This one too. And even I don't know if I do 100 of this one. I maybe do like 25 of this one because Bill Sienkiewicz fans are very, very, we're very nichey. But
Yeah,
as soon as I saw it, I was like, that looks like Demon Bear.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a really obscure reference, but like, again, dude, Bill Sienkiewicz is somebody that I really admire. I've been, super obsessive over him and like analyzing like, how does this guy's inking work? Like, how does he how does he like seemingly dig himself in a hole and get out? Yeah, heavy inking, and then it's just wild. So yeah, I was really investigating that for a long time, but I didn't have a lot of work publicly that demonstrated it, so I really felt the need to make that.
Yeah, I've watched him like just at cons, like inking people's stuff, like doing sketches and stuff, and it's nuts. So He's super crazy.
Yeah, it just
but
looks
he's
like
really
he's
good.
digging himself. Yeah, he's digging himself into a hole that he can't get out of, but he always figures out a way out. That's what it looks like on my end, looking in, watching him work. But you know, I'm sure there's a lot more order in there than it seems. You know, yeah.
Doubtful. He's probably just crazy. So no, he's the talent, man. Like, you know, you can't go wrong. So all right. See, I think that's pretty much all we got for that. We still have a couple minutes left, so I'm gonna talk about a couple books I read for this week that I'm just gonna say, like, these were good, these were bad. I'm not gonna go into it too heavy, just because, you know, we have time constraints. Unless you have anything else, Sidney, before we go on to this next part. It's just new books for this week that we're gonna talk about real quick.
I hear you. No, I'm good. I feel like I said everything I needed to say, so thank you.
Cool.
All
right. My first book, Captain Marvel 1. This is the new story arc, new writing team, new everything. The art in this book's phenomenal. The story was pretty good. It was a little weird. And it kind of connects to what they're doing with the Marvel show with the Negabands. So if you're wondering what's going on with that, the movie is coming out here in like a month. Check it out. My next book is Alan Scott Green Lantern #1, which is, I've been talking about this book, anticipating for this book. It did not disappoint. It is super good. Unless you're a homophobe, you will not be disappointed. So,
jeez,
because it talks a lot about his relationship with another guy in the military. And the twist they use for him is pretty good. There's a great scene with J. Edgar Hoover, and they're in like the FBI building, and he's like, and Green Lantern's standing there, and he's talking to Hoover, and Hoover's like, "Oh, we have a file on you, Mr. Scott," and he like hands it to him. He's like, "Oh no," and he's like, "And we have photographic evidence of a bunch of other stuff," and he's like, "Oh no," and then it like cuts to him and his lover. So it's very interesting to kind of see, you know, they you know, when they first when they did the New 52, they made him completely gay. When they came back from the New 52, they were like, no, he still had Obsidian and Jade, but he also had a lover on that train, on the one that wrecked when he got his lantern. That's why he was on the train. He came out to Obsidian. Cool. This is a lot more just accepting of that fact that he had this lover back when he was in the Army Engineer Corps, or Army Corps of Engineers back in the 30s, and that the twist with that guy is really, really cool. I like how they're gonna use that. I'm really looking forward to the rest of this book. On the downside, Wonder Woman #2. This book, I couldn't get past the 5th page.
Wow.
Like, so it keeps bouncing back and forth between like a long time ago and now, and it is just so wordy. Like, dude, Tom King, slow down, buddy. You don't need so many words. I just could not get into it. It was really rough for me. So, so it is probably something I'm not going to keep. My bad. Sorry, Tom. Still love your Batman, Catwoman, and your Mr. Miracle, and your Strange Tales, and some of your other Batman. So cool. All right, Justin, you want to do your 3 real quick, and then we'll wrap this up.
Well, I'm gonna honorable mention these. I won't. Real quick. The X-Men: Days of Future Past Doomsday. #4 came out this week. Had to catch up a little bit. It is a very good X-Men book, and I can't wait till it's graphic novel. So for those who are looking for a good X-Men, that may be something you look for down the road. Also honorable mention, Captain America, the new volume, number 2 came out. I'm liking where this is going. And I'm not really reading a lot of Cap lately, but I kind of like where this new volume's going. But the ones that I did read were Marvel Zombies, the Black, White, and Blood. I loved all 3 stories, especially the first stories written by Garth Ennis. Really good, but very typical Marvel Zombies of a very depressed and hopeless type stuff, which it's Marvel Zombies. What do you expect? There's no happy ending in the zombie universe. I did the Predator versus Wolverine. Number 2 came out this week. Really enjoying the flashback, flash forward of he's currently battling a Predator, but then you flash back and he's been battling a Predator since he had his powers manifest as a young man. So I love how they integrate it with his history. And I love the fact that they're always hounding him and you don't know why yet. So for those who love the Predator, which I do, I'm a big Predator fan, and Wolverine, this is the kudos. So make sure you pick up there. And a lot of awesome variants too for books 1 and 2. So saw that. And third book was Immortal Thor, number 3. This pretty much picks up where it left off last time, where Thor is in I guess the Thor sleep now, we're going to call it Thor sleep. Loki, it tests him and protects him at the same time. Thor does make a new badass weapon using his helm and shapes it, and he calls it Thormod. So I can't wait to see what kind of magical properties this has, because it really doesn't show a lot, except he shaves with it.
Ooh.
And Loki kind of does the whole, well, I was teaching you a lesson, you passed, so you live, and it leaves off where he's going to go talk to Storm. So this should be interesting, the next issue.
Okay.
So I like where there were a lot of really good books that came out this week.
Yeah.
Since we're on the topic of a cat comic, another fellow cat comic was the Per Evil number 3 came out this week too. Really awesome book. I really love the demon cat thing, the whole integrated with metal music. You know, what can you ask more of Image than to slam those two together, and this is what comes out. So, you know,
right. Very excited. Cool.
And then we'll have problems next week trying to find a book to read.
Actually, next week we're gonna have a Comicsburg invasion again, just so you know.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yep. So Marvin Grant and DB will be joining us next week for a Comicsburg special. I think at least 2 of those guys have Kickstarters to talk about. So
nice.
Very exciting on that. Yeah,
it's always fun. It's always fun with those guys. So
yeah, and I think they're going to we're trying to work out something to have them at Waterfront for local comic shop day, even though legitimately no one cares about local comic shop day. So why? Because it's the day before Thanksgiving and everyone's traveling to see their family. No one cares. Like, it does not make it a special day. No one comes into those books that day.
No one cares until after Thanksgiving, and then, oh God, I got to do Christmas shopping, and then that's when.
Yep. That is indeed it. So, cool. I think that wraps it up. Anybody else got anything else? I mean, I'm just excited because I'm now going to go watch my DVD copy of the Dolph Lundgren Punisher that I got in the mail today. So I haven't seen that thing in like 20 years. I was talking to somebody. We were going to the symphony the other day. We were talking about like shitty comic movies from our childhood, and somebody mentioned the Punisher, and I'm like, man, I haven't seen that in forever. Pulled it up on Amazon, $7. Boom, done. So
Oh, good for you.
hell yeah. So it's gonna be awesome. Don't do that. Oh god, dude. Oh, I saw that yawn and now I'm
Yeah, sorry, I'm yawning a lot.
it's all good. It's all good. Cool. All right, guys. Well, Sidney, thanks again for coming on, man. It was great having you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. We're excited about the book. We'll be back in that, so it'll get to some love up here in PA. We'll get in a couple of our stores for you. It'll be good. And anytime you have another future project, let us know. We'll see what we can do to help you out. So.
Will do. I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate the support. So
yeah,
thank
man.
you. All right.
Thanks for putting out a book that doesn't suck. So
it took a lot of work. Took a lot of work and a lot of frustrated editors, but yeah, I did it.
Awesome. It's all good. All right. You made it happen, and that's what happened. And that's the point.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right on.
All right. Justin, did I miss anything else? We good?
I think we're good. I mean, I didn't watch Loki yet this week, so I'm kind of behind on that. So.
Oh, fair. I'm trying to catch up on Doom Patrol. So far, it's been pretty good on these last couple episodes.
Yeah, I'm getting too caught up in Halloween antics right now. So I had to watch. I started watching Mr. Boogedy because it's on Disney Plus. I haven't seen that since I was like 10 years old, and boy, how cheesy bad it is. But it's typical Disney. You know, we're gonna do horror, but we're gonna do it Disney way, and it's bad.
Yeah, I went to the final performance of Evil Dead the musical the other night. It was awesome at the Pittsburgh Music Theater. If you guys haven't seen that show, you should. The highlight songs are always "What the fuck was that?" All my boyfriends keep getting killed by Kandarian demons, and do the Necronomicon, which is great. So if you like Evil Dead, watch it. Check it out. It's you can listen to the whole thing on Spotify and YouTube. It's really good. So, all right. Thanks everybody. We'll catch everybody next week on the 1st of November. And yeah, go buy some comics and read some stuff.